Alright, so I'm gonna do another video on a new book because there are like 273 different books to talk about on each subject that I've been talking about. The history of the Illuminati, what the Illuminati are all about. The God within, just like connecting you to God, and the children and their spooky powers, talking all about psychic ability, and the case for meritocracy, which is talking about the government of meritocracy. And introducing that into the thought realm, because if people don't know something about something, they can't, it won't be thought about. So, and thought is what creates this all. So, what I've been doing is, it took me, like in 2016, I found the Illuminati. And then I've been studying for 8 years now in their work, in the Pythagorean Illuminati's work. And it just keeps getting more and more. It's definitely not, there's no end to what I'm studying. And I just wanted to, this is part of my doing the great work, which is becoming God, knowing your God, becoming God, and that is like the path of the enlightened ones. And I've definitely been on that path, like becoming God through the hero's journey, through the religion of illumination, and which is Gnostic. It is the supreme form of Gnosticism. And all of that led me to finding the Illuminati and having mentors and guides and minds that are in the Illuminati, that are part of the enlightened ones, that are guiding me, in the extraordinary world, which is the world that you go to once you get out of the world of common day, like the unconscious world, and go into the conscious world, which is actually getting more into the unconscious. So, I've been doing. I also did the book Mad as Hell. Why are all things getting crazier? Talking about that, and what I'm doing with this is I'm just like touching upon the scope of the topics that the Illuminati have written books about, because even all these different books are written by different authors, but they're all connected. That's what is amazing about this project, because I've never seen anything like this before. And I only know about it because I found the Illuminati, and they said that this is what they're doing. They have 37 different authors out that are, part of their communication cell. And, these different books have been written, but they're all written like different authors writing underneath ghost names. But all gathered underneath one understanding, which right now it does not seem like out. It does not seem like what's going on. But if you're in the secret society of the Illuminati, then you're on the outside looking in. So, I've been going through, all the books, and so I know what each one talks about, and that's part of what I'm doing is getting a little bit out at a time of each subject to actually show how amazingly broad and brilliant the subject is, because it's talking about enlightened ones. It's talking about the God within. It's talking about new forms of government. It's talking about the gift, the sixth sense, and all that. Talking about Spartacus and the Gracchi brothers that were like Illuminati, that were all about a whole another world. You know what I'm saying? Like a free world. So, and now I'm going over what I'm about to go over in the angel experiment, because they explain how we're becoming angels, and that is obviously part of the path to becoming God, which is why the purpose for the universe is a God factory. Each soul is going to come to this realization no matter where they're at in the evolution. But the final omega point is that each soul knows it's God. And that is like a harmonization that is what God is. And we're returning back to that. So, in this book, The Angel Experiment, I always said, when I was little, I wanted to be an angel. I remember saying that to people. I want to be an angel. And it's obviously if you said that to people, it's like, what do you want to be? It's like an angel. They would be like, they would not think that was possible. Just like people don't think a lot of things are possible when you tell them. That's why it's important, the whole people believing in you and thinking what's possible. It really doesn't matter what other people think. It matters if people are supporting you, and you're like, I want to be this, I want to be that, and then people are like, yeah, you do that, you go and you do what you need to do to be this and that, because those people are not narcissistic. They actually are empathetic. They want something better for somebody else. If someone else is doing good, even if they're not doing good, if someone else is doing good, that's what they want. So, that's how you can tell, a human soul, if someone is having success, that person will feel good about them and support them, unless it's coming from an egotistical, narcissistic way. Obviously, you're not going to support that, but you will support something that is true and honest and trustworthy and committed and yeah, just like real. And for me, like finding the Illuminati is the realest thing in my life that has given me the most purpose. Um, I mean, like finding the military, like that taught me about purpose. It gave me purpose. Being a soldier, it gives you purpose, and having that instilled in me at an early age, I am actually very happy about that, because being a soldier, it's instilled in you. You want to be the best that you can be, and that is something that's good. So because I'm trying to get like out all this information at once, but obviously I can only do it like linearly, how I'm doing it though, and each one of these topics is just something to definitely have a just have a you just want to know. You just want to know what this is talking about, because it is the proof of our divinity. So this is the angel experiment, and this is the description, because in every book, obviously the Illuminati describe what they're going to talk about in the book and explain it, and it's like I haven't found anything more interesting than discovering all of these books. And so that just may be me, but it like, if you want the answers, read the Pythagorean Illuminati books. So this is the angel experiment. Angels exist. In fact, they're us. Or rather, they are our higher selves. Unfortunately for us, our consciousness is located in our lower self, the part that is much closer to the beast than to God. That's why so many people have found this world hell rather than heaven. Hell isn't other people. Hell is us. Equally, we are capable of being heaven if we make full contact with our higher angelic selves. Goethe said, "None are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free." It's time to be truly free, and that can be accomplished only by raising lower to higher, by merging your guardian angel, your personal connection to the divine. A human body is but a chrysalis. The human, the true human, is destined to undergo a complete metamorphosis and emerge with wings. As a radiant angel, you yourself are part of the divine experiment. Oh, shit. So definitely they are just revealing right there, angels exist, but in fact they're us. They're our higher selves. So what we see and think of as angels are actually our higher selves, um, which are definitely, you could say, coming from the future. And I've had so many I've had experiences where I'm seeing balls of light in the sky, just like sitting there and like going around, like floating around, and then like stopping, and then like telepathically communicating with me, where I'm like, okay, that ball stopped right there. I'm thinking go left, and then it just like starts going left, like all the way across the screen, and I got that on video. And it was obviously aware of my consciousness, and what I have put together is that is an angel and is my higher self, which is me from the future. And because the universe obviously is strange, but even stranger than we can imagine, like is what the Illuminati say. So it's like myself coming back to me in the future, my higher self coming back to me in the future. You know, my evolved self that's like, you know, sitting there, you know, meditating, you know, doing mudras, doing yoga, you know, just like with all incense and just like projecting into time and space, like and like, you know, Merkabas around me, and you know, Kujikiri and all these different symbols around me, around my Merkaba, because that's what I've been thinking about for like years now, since I woke up. And obviously I'm going to be thinking about that for years to come. So that I saw myself from the future, my higher self from the future, in this time-space continuum, something from outside time and space, which is what you know, UFOs are, something from outside of this time-space continuum. You know, which is actually what the you know, true nature of it. We're all monadic minds that are operating from outside of this time and space continuum, in a dimensionless singularity, like for each one of our minds. And this is part of, obviously, the grand unified theory of everything that the Illuminati go through for explaining the nature of reality and the purpose of existence and all of that. But each mind is like singularity, and that makes up a whole singularity that makes up this collective reality, which is what is the Illuminati's explanation, which is backed up behind you know, different things in mathematics, Euler's formula, you know, sinusoidal waves, Fourier mathematics, and transforms like Fourier waves, and they explain reality. So it takes, I've been studying for 8 years now, and it's taken me 8 years, like to get where I am right now. And there are, like, obviously degrees in the mystery schools, because it's a mystery religion rather than a revealed religion. So okay, that's 20 minutes. I'm going to make this 30 minutes, and I only just read a paragraph. You know, I just read a paragraph and then just started talking about everything I'm talking about. And I could still go on with everything, but I'm going to get in the book, The Angel Expert. Because it's just like, I'm just realizing the more your thought is aligned with your breath and what you want to happen, the more it's going to manifest. So that's what I keep focusing on. Alright, so I'm gonna read the table of contents, because there is definitely no rush in the great work. Just so people can know what this book is about to talk about. So, the angel experiment. Table of contents. The firstborn angels. The Nephilim. The fifth ape. God's experiments. Consciousness. The triune world. Adam and Eve. The divine communication channel. God and the angels. Negative hallucinations. The hidden observer. The guardian angel. The real person. Narcolepsy. Saving the world. Alan Turing and the Imitation Game. The Autism Wars. The Language Game. Mindspace. Prodigious Savants. The Birth of the Bicameral Mind. Transplanting Memories. Parosomnia. The Beginning of Consciousness. Authority Figures. The Death of Consciousness. Prophets. Aliens, Subjects, and Objects. Memes and Genes. Shame and Guilt. The New Dreamers. Food for the Dead. The Internet. Superman or Last Man. The Hallucinators. The Judas Goat. The Golden Race. Julian Jaynes, Language and Consciousness. Who's the Dream Maker? Intrusive Thoughts. God the Engineer. One hemisphere awake, one asleep. The Language of Life. The Mystery of Consciousness. Bicameral Personalities. The Semantic Vacuum. The Syntactic Vacuum. The Oblivious Fog. Doublethink. How God made humans conscious. Conclusion. So reading the table of contents is important because it just lets you know what the book is going to be about. And then reading the description of the book is important because it tells you what the book's going to be about. And obviously this book is going to be about what it says is it's called the Angel Experiment. And it's about this universe being creating angels. Creating gods. Through teleological evolution and reincarnation. So it's I could believe in Christianity, which is Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, or I'm going to hell. I gotta believe that because I can't fathom or know any part of God. So I have to believe in Jesus Christ so I can be saved for my sins that I'm committing and that Adam and Eve committed, other people that committed sins before me, I'm liable for their sins. which is definitely not what I am down with. And that's kind of like the main premise of Christianity. I was a Christian, just trying to put my, understanding in one religion, but then I woke up. And, the same thing is like with, the Abrahamic religions, Judaism and Islam are all built on Abrahamism. Abraham hearing a voice in his head telling him to slit his son's throat, which is the first premise of just like questioning authority, which no one does if you're in those religions, because it's celebrated. It's celebrated about that Abraham was going to kill his son. Because I even remember that. I'm like, oh, he was just he was being tested, and he passed the test. But it's like, what kind of fucked up test is telling you to kill your son? So this is like all illumination, and take it or leave it how you want it. You want to be an atheist, an agnostic, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, like all those religions are going to find what I'm saying completely fucking blasphemous. But this is illumination. So alright, so I'm going, oh wait, yeah. I forgot. The first burnt angels was the first. Wow, I'm getting a feeling of a ringing all around me right now. there was a frequency shift in my whole surrounding, and then like the wind's blowing on me because I'm talking about angels right now. So, all right, here we go. Angels are seeing everything. Demons are seeing everything. Like, you're either ascending or descending. So here we go. I'm going to do this first chapter, and that will be the video. The firstborn angels. Humans have always believed themselves the focus of God's cosmic plan. But what if God actually made humans as part of his plan for angels, his firstborn creations? If angels came first, aren't they self-evidently more important? Why would God spend much more time and an effort on less perfect second-born humans? Once God created angels, why did he need to make Adam and Eve at all? Angels were his priority, always first in his thoughts. Isn't it possible that humans were created only because they were essential to the development of angels? We, the members of the human race, are all intimately involved with angels, not in any spooky sense, but in a matter fundamental to the way our minds work. As will be shown in this book, we become conscious thanks to angels. They are now hidden from us in our unconscious, but are destined to emerge again in the near future to herald a new reality, that of superconsciousness, paving the way for God consciousness. Angel-human hybrids will rule the world and usher in a golden age. Most people are familiar with the concept of a higher self that acts as our guardian angel. According to some mystics, the task of this higher self is to raise up to enlightenment. But what if the real task is for the angelic higher self to come to enlightenment via mastering the troublesome, primitive, human lower self? We assume that the higher self is complete and we are incomplete. But what if the higher self is also incomplete and come into perfection through us, through overcoming all of the obstacles to perfection and enlightenment that we throw up? This is groundbreaking because it's saying we're already angels and we're just trying to understand, us being our higher selves through our experience. And there is no time in quantum entanglement and stuff, and we're already our higher selves right now. And the more we realize that, the more divine we become, the more change we can make, the more lives we can impact, and the more that God can be brought into this world. Plato depicted the soul as a chariot, with a charioteer and two winged horses, one white and one black. The charioteer represented the rational aspect of the soul. The white horses represent spirit and energy, and the black horse represents desires and appetites. If we consider the charioteer as the higher self and the two horses the lower self, then the higher self cannot travel to heaven unless it can work out how to direct the two wild horses. The charioteer's rational faculties are not sufficient. He must learn to master the irrational, to step out of his comfort zone and his natural logical terrain. So it is with angels and their interactions with humans. Angels are ruled by their intellect, humans by their body. So this is basically saying, like, about the charioteer, person that drives the black horses, has to learn how to be able to do it and direct them. And it's a symbiosis, like, between the higher and lower self. And that's what is part of realizing, like, the divinity as above, so below. Because even though I'm right here talking in 3D, they're like on what can't be seen, like the spiritual level, like all the astral level, like all the stuff that's not acknowledged. I'm doing exactly what I'm doing here, which is like fighting for freedom and like in knowledge and truth and preserving the truth and knowledge. So like as above, so below. Plato said that it was the natural tendency of the soul to strive upwards towards heaven, but the black horse was determined to pull the soul downwards into carnality and lust, into the material world. The white horse could support either reason or desire. If it supported the black horse, the soul fell to earth, became trapped in physical body, and its wings were destroyed, i.e. its logic, its angelic character. So it's just, I'm stopping right. It's just saying you're trapped in the world. You're losing your wings because you're being influenced by materiality. If it is supported that the chariot, if it is supported that the charioteer, the soul would soar into heavens. The whole of nature is dominated by the two conflicting forces of rising and falling, the heavenly and the earthly, the spiritual and the appetite, intellect and stupidity. Gravity pulls us down, levity rises us up. So, right there, just breaking it down, you're either ascending or descending. Like in this middle earth realm, you're either ascending or descending. You either are connected with the angels or with the demons. Everybody's got demons. Demons attack people, but there are definitely people that are more like protected by the angels. And actually one of my grandma is one of them, because there are angels all around her. I've actually seen them. And people that are doing good things like in the world are fucking protected by angels, because angels are protecting people that belong to the future, because if you belong to the future, you're going to be preserved. So that was the first part of the angel experiment. Until next time.